This is the real Camellia sinensis. In honor of the Robert and Karin Moe tea house, let's drop it in the ground and cross our fingers that it's going to stay here.
Hurricane season.
So last night when I did the trial dig, it was going to go right here centered. There's a piece of concrete.
That's our foundation.
Yeah, foundation for the tea house. First of all, I want to thank Karin Moe for coming up with this idea. As you know, we had 4 of these solariums that were donated, that were handmade in Paris, France. And I'm more of an exhibits person. Like, you know, I like animals and plants and exhibits. And so Karin and I went to the Naples Botanical Garden like a year ago, exactly or so. And she goes, I really think you should do a tea house. And so I wrestled with it. I was like, because I was thinking back in my mind, I'm more of a coffee house kind of person. and I understand the tea house, you know, I started my career at Missouri Botanical Garden where they have a traditional Japanese tea house. So this isn't going to be like a Japanese tea house, but lean more toward a royal tea house. Where it's, you know, we'll, Tuesdays at 2, I already got it in my head, you know, we'll have tea time, sorry. And we'll start there. Hopefully in November, this will be completed. We still have a lot of we have Waldrop Engineering working hard on this, but so this is kind of a ceremonial groundbreaking, and it kind of gives you an idea where the tea house is going to land. This is close. It could scoot back and forth or to the side or whatever, but it's in a, you know, this is the vicinity that it's going. And so we have the footprint kind of ready, and we look forward to now start planting trees and things like that while we get the permit through the process. But meanwhile, the volunteers, the board of directors, and the city of Bonita Springs have really been crucial for all this to happen, because when I get these crazy ideas of, you know, these buildings going somewhere, you know, I get the buildings and then we figure out, you know, how we're going to work out the process later. But it looks like everything is falling into place. And there's going to be a whole series of solariums, the tea house, and the butterfly and orchid house, or pavilion I should call it, that Ernie and Sandy Schaub have already stepped up and funded that. And of course, Karin Moe funded tea house. And so we have 2 more available. The honey creeper house, it sounds kind of odd, but you know, we'll refine the names, but they're all about pollination. So collectively, it's about pollination, the pollination pavilions, where it's going to be explaining the story of pollination, and then the tea house is kind of the crown jewel, because 1 out of every 3 bites that you take, you can thank a pollinator. You know, a bee, a beetle, a bat, a bird, pollinate all the fun things in life, from cinnamon to chocolate to vanilla, and the list goes on, believe it or not. All these things that you enjoy to eat, even tea and coffee, pollinators do the work for us so we can enjoy it. So that's going to be the educational messaging throughout, you know, the gardens on the fringe, because, you know, we're going to keep the historic epicenter of, you know, the Wondergardens, where on the fringes we're going to make some adjustments, not really modernize it, because, you know, even though this is new, it's still got that Victorian World's Fair look from, you know, the turn of 2 centuries ago. And so we're going to kind of keep with that flavor on the outside, where, you know, we're going with that green color that was already on the tea house. And they're all in the back in boxes, so we can't wait to start erecting them soon. And so let's hope by November that we have a grand opening of a tea house. And this is very important to let everyone know that, you know, we're breaking ground, and we're, you know, real things are happening at the Wondergardens. And again, I want to thank the volunteers, the board of directors, and then American Farms for donating 3,770 periwinkles. And this wasn't for the tea house, they just perfect timing. And then O'Donnell Landscape for coming in and spreading the soil, because there's only so many things a full-time team of 6 people can do in a week or so. And so not only do we pull off stuff like this, but we're open to the public, you know, 7 days a week from 9 to 5.
I just want to say that we all know that Karen and Bob have been so generous over decades here in Bonita Springs. So, Karen, in memory of Bob, I just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you've done and continue to do.
You're welcome. I'm happy to do it.
So, this is the absolute quintessential volunteer effort. So, for example, not only Karen has been so generous, she actually traveled to Colorado to the Botanical Gardens in Denver, where this does exist, sent back pictures. Wes's father-in-law, who's an architect, is donating his time. He's going to travel out to Colorado, look at how that's done. That's a picture of what has happened here over the years. It's all about pure volunteerism, which is the heart of this town. We all know it's the heart of this town. So I just want to say on behalf of the city, thank you, thank you, thank you to the volunteers, to the board members, to Trish, for all the hard work in the beginning and now handing the baton to Wes. Thomas, inimitable in his energy and resourcefulness. So here today, in the last 2 minutes, he's thrown out, donated. It doesn't just happen. It just doesn't happen. It's because he's out there, he's been in the traffic for years, people know him, they respect him, donate, the structure, donate. So to everybody on behalf of the city, thank you for everything. The West?
Yeah, I just want to conclude by, again, thanking Karen. I mean, this is such a generous gift, and the first time since I think I've been on this board where, all of, as Peter said, all the things that we worked on to get to this point, and the city's been a big part of that, are going to come together, and we're going to see progress that is going to be exciting for the visitors, the guests, the residents of Bonita, certainly for our board, because some of us have been doing this a long time, and to see something brand new, not just the beauty that Thomas and his staff have put into the gardens over the last few years, but something that's really going to allow us to open the gardens up to new opportunities, events, something really that the community can gather around and enjoy. So thank you, Karen. Thank you, Peter, and the entire city council, and Thomas and your staff. You guys have all done a great job.
And if I might, some of you, there's a new face on City Council, Laura Carr, who's joined us today, along with Amy Crumb, who you all know. And of course, Laura's there, and Arlene is here. Right here. Arlene, interim city manager.
All right, everyone, do a little bit of nature. Oh. Excellent. My friend grew this tea tree from a seed he collected in Hawaii. Oh, wow. So it's a special variety that can take our heat. At the same time, I want you all to enjoy some of the fruits of my labor, picking hibiscus in the dark this morning and making tea, not sun tea, but moon tea, and running to Trader Joe's and getting a few things. So enjoy, stick around for a little bit if you have any questions. I have some donor packets, anyone's interested in funding the other two. And then don't forget we have the environmental component, or environmental education component, is something that I really stand behind and hope to keep moving forward, and Dr. Hagan kind of laid the groundwork, and we have the classroom kits over there that PAG has been working on too, so it's kind of a group effort, our educational component that we're putting together. Then also summer camps are right around the corner. Enjoy the gardens, and hopefully we won't have to wait till November to see you again. Hello, I'd like to introduce Karin Moe. She's a very special person that came up with this idea about a tea house. And so Karin, if you could please say a few words about the tea house.
Well, I've been coming to the Wondergardens since, well, I've been here 25 years and bringing my grandchildren here. And I think this is going to be a whole new era with these new Victorian pavilions. And I think it's going to be great to have a tea house as part of that.